Hey folks, it's break time, and that means it's another edition of the Anime Break Room with your host Will Medina and Dabir Weeks. Dabir, what's up, man? How we doing today?
It's good, bro. Pretty good.
I'm good too. First and foremost, go Bills.
Hey,
Go Bills.
yeah.
You know, we if by the time you hear this, hopefully the Bills have made the advancement to the AFC Championship. So all of Buffalo, all of West New York is on pins and needles right now because obviously it's KC this week. So like I said, go Bills, man. Bring a championship home. Bring that Lombardi home, you know. But with that, Dabir, last week we talked about, we had 2 episodes released last week. We had the Shibuya arc, which was great. Deej was great. You know, we hope you enjoyed that. Also, we talked about Zom 100, which honestly, it was a good turnout. A lot of people are interested. I think it's because of the zombie aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a good episode. Lethal was on there with us. We had fun talking about it. Very entertaining, very funny.
Yeah, it was.
Very and super out of pocket. Like some of the things were were crazy, but it's very relatable. You know, and if it's something that I can recommend to somebody, or you know, it would be something that I definitely recommend to people because not everybody likes their job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I kind of don't like my job, but it's very relatable. It's a good host. It has a good message to it, I should say.
Does. Yeah.
So, you know, live your life to the fullest, and that's what Akira Tendo is planning to do with his bucket list. And it's like I said, it's very good wholesome. It has a very good wholesome element to the anime. So it was a good watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did you watch the episode when it first came out on Christmas, or you just watched the whole thing all over again before you watched the 3?
Yeah, I watched the 3 episodes because I kind of remember where I was at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this week, this week we're gonna talk about Gohan. There's a lot of speculation in the manga with Gohan, so I decided, you know what better time to talk about who I would always say is the prodigal son of Dragon Ball Z. Mm-hmm. But with us today to talk about Gohan is probably Gohan's number one fan, is the boss man himself, Mr. Derek. What's up, Derek? How are you doing today, man?
Just living the dream. Here to talk about Gohan.
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 Living the dream.
Living the dream, man. It's it's snowy outside. It's at least the snow stopped and it's not.
Oh yeah,
coming down anymore.
It was a crazy. Last week was crazy. We got pounded with snow. Pause. We got pounded with heavy snow. It was pretty bad, whiteout conditions, but that's the repercussions that you get when you live in Western New York. So you can't really complain, you know.
You get hit harder than Krillin on Namek.
No. Wow. Real quick before we jump into our Chop Talk, before we jump into our Gohan episode, my friend Wesley. Shout out to my boy Wesley. He listens to the podcast. We definitely appreciate it, Wes. If you're listening, brother. Hope you take care. But he listened to the Saiyan Saga episode. And he's one of the few that I know who watched Dragon Ball before watching Dragon Ball Z. So he was
nice.
So he watched everything in order.
Yes, he should have. Yes.
He contacted me, you know, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you know, the episode was great, you know." And he obviously, in his favorite transformations, he didn't really have Vegeta in his top 3. And then he heard me talk about why I have Vegeta as my favorite, like Vegeta turning Super Saiyan as my favorite transformation. Mm-hmm. And he said it makes sense. Like he kind of agrees with everything, how it was perceived, you know, with the lightning storm and how it was his last obstacle and everything. But then his favorite transformation, because he's like, yo, I respect where you coming from with Vegeta, and now I realize like, yo, it is top 3 because of all the symbolism that Toriyama put in that transformation. But he kind of rebutted when I said Goku transformation was very underwhelming, and he said because he saw from the beginning to how it ended up.
Yeah.
And the fact that I think it was mostly because with the fact that how Krillin died and how Krillin was his best friend.
Yeah.
We wind back to Dragon Ball. Krillin died in Dragon Ball.
Did he?
Yes.
I don't remember
Which
that.
honestly, it makes sense too, because I know we talked about it with Yamcha. He's like, "Oh yeah, Krillin, you've already been brought back."
Right.
And
Right.
we don't register it because it's
when
like
you first watched it, because we were all 10, 12, 15 years old when we first watched Dragon Ball Z. Like you said, Derek, it's not processed. So we don't know the backstory on what happened to Krillin until you watch Dragon Ball and seeing that Tambourine had killed Krillin. Tambourine was one of King Piccolo's henchmen.
Oh.
He killed Krillin in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
So this is when you couldn't really revive anybody after one time with the Dragon Balls, with the Earth Dragon Balls. So they were trying to protect Krillin. So when Krillin had died on Namek with Frieza, Goku thought that was the last time he was ever going to see Krillin.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and those emotions with Piccolo, obviously on the brink of death, you know, and he like I said, he saw Goku from a child, and he kind of grew up with Goku, you know, saying in a way, because he said and Dragon Ball wasn't released in the States right away. When he saw Dragon Ball, he was in the Dominican Republic. He was visiting some family and everything, and so that's when he saw Dragon Ball, and he saw it, you know, from start to finish.
Yeah,
and that's where it resonates with him. And I said, okay, I can respect that. I see your perspective on that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It makes a lot of sense.
It does. It really does make a lot of sense. I just like, for me, like, I didn't have that perspective on where, you know what I'm saying, the true relationship with Goku and Krillin. You know, everything that happened with Goku previously before turning Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, now I can respect. And probably Goku turning Super Saiyan may be in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I had to relook, and my favorite transformations. I know Gohan turning Super Saiyan 2 is up there. You know, it's very iconic. It's very iconic. It is. But as far as the whole Goku, like I said, I felt it was underwhelming. But for him to give me that perspective on it, I was like, okay, it makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? And there's even people, and I'm kind of surprised. There's even people that kind of agree with me. You know what I'm saying? With saying Goku first turning Super Saiyan was underwhelming. A lot of people like when he turned Super Saiyan 3 because he was going through all the levels. You know, he goes, hey, this is Super Saiyan. This is Super Saiyan 2. And then now this is Super Saiyan. You know, he's kind of flexing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was flexing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people like that rather than when he first turned Super Saiyan. But when he gave me that perspective, I said, okay, I can respect it. It's definitely somewhere in my top 10. Goku turning Super Saiyan is definitely somewhere. I'm sorry, my top 5 transformations. I just, like I said, when he gave me that perspective, I was okay. I can see why for you it has sentiment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
So really, I mean, thank you, Wesley, for that. You know, and yeah, it was pretty cool to have that conversation with him. You know, one of these days he's gonna be on the show. Hey. He's a huge Dragon Ball fan. He's a huge Naruto fan. So one of these days we'll have him on the show. But if you're listening, Wes, man, like I said, I appreciate it. It was a good conversation we had. It was like a couple weeks ago we had that conversation. So yeah, he had hit me up. Oh, man, your Saiyan saga that was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, thanks, man. He goes, but man, come on, Goku. I was like, yeah, but. No, it was cool. It was cool. So let's jump into our Chop Talk segment. Let's jump into this question that I thought about a couple days ago. Because like I said, Dragon Ball Z has they do a great job with showing how progression with characters, you know, training episodes and all that. Yeah. And it's pretty iconic, you know what I'm saying? Those episodes. So, in your guys' opinion, who would you want to train you? Now, I know there's a couple variables, so I'm not gonna hit those. I'm not gonna really harp on those too much because I know that that you have some with like time constraints and then no time. So we're just gonna flat out, just who would you want to be trained by? You know, and why? So who wants to start? Derek Bull.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, boss man, taking charge.
Oh, jeez, please stop. So it's not actually going to be Gohan, even though
surprising. So
it's not
it's
gonna
very,
be him.
I would have thought it would be future Gohan. Not because you're a Gohan fan, but future Gohan.
I mean, future Gohan is his that version of Gohan and the Mystic. I flip between both of them.
I love Mystic Gohan
because both of those designs are great.
Mr. Gohan is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Mr. Gohan is just like, I love the arrogance.
Yeah.
I love the confidence. You know what I'm saying?
All the confidence is finally there.
Yeah. That's why I'm a real big fan. We'll talk about that in a minute. So go ahead.
But no, I'm actually gonna go with Trunks.
All right.
Oh, obviously future Trunks.
Future Trunks, because he came from that future, that timeline of, hey, everyone was gone, and there was just me and Gohan. And I wasn't strong enough, so he understands that there's something worth fighting for.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be as hard as Vegeta, Piccolo, and Goku as far as training wise.
As far as scheduling,
as far as
like
scheduling,
like nonstop.
Yeah,
constant.
he'd be like, hey, we need to push, but we're also going to be smart about this and
rest.
Rest. Plus, I mean, he's got some great attack, like the burning attack.
Yeah, right.
I love all his attacks. Yeah.
Like,
it's interesting because we kind of talked about it yesterday, where you said it would be cool to learn, because he has a sword.
Yeah.
So it would be cool to see, any of his sword attacks too.
Oh yeah, like that, and that's also where I'm at. It's like, all right, cool. Hey, we learned all this, we learned that, and it's like, yeah, cool. Now we're gonna work with the sword today. It's
yeah.
Like, oh, okay,
sword
cool,
training.
sick.
But do you guys see Trunks as a swordsman or just a strong character with a sword?
I would say strong character with a sword.
Yeah, because I mean, after he put his sword away, and did it break against Goku?
No, it broke against 18.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
shattered.
Yeah, that's right, because he just swiped at her and she just blocked it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was really the last time you seen him with the sword.
Right.
Like,
it was, and I was kind of disappointed because I love that addition to as a character.
yeah.
It brings another dynamic to a Z Warrior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was, we talked about in our Trunks episode. It was different.
Yeah.
When Trunks arrived on the scene, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was hyped. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Everybody was hyped for Trunks.
Trunks is cool, Matt. All right. Just accept it.
That's our boy Matt Marino. Follow him on YouTube. He's a gaming streamer. Matty Ice 716. MATTEY 716. But yeah, Matt's a hater. He is. But Trunks was in Dragon Ball Z. Trunks he had so much hype when he first came out.
Yeah.
We talked about it before on our Trunks episode. But that's an interesting pick for Derek, because I think you said it before too, and I didn't really think about this. Trunks is very no nonsense when it comes to fighting.
Yeah.
He doesn't play with his food.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
And when he goes Super Saiyan, he's all right. Cool, we're done. I'm fighting this battle. You look at Goku, and especially how you said too with like Super Saiyan 3.
Right.
And Vegeta, literally anytime Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan.
Right.
He's
Vegeta's, if Vegeta knows he has a power or he's stronger than you, he's gonna toy with you a little bit. It's the arrogance. Even Gohan at times.
Oh yeah,
we'll talk about it again. We'll talk about it later.
Too.
But yeah, there was times where Gohan was a little arrogant, but Goku definitely, Vegeta definitely, and I think you probably said it in the Saiyan Saga episode. I can't remember. I don't know if you said it on this podcast, but when you said it. I kind of had to really think about it. It's like, yo, you're really right. Trunks is the only one that doesn't play around.
Yeah, no, he's very cool. I have a job. And like, I mean, you've seen it too with the in the Cell Saga.
Right.
With him, he's like, no, like, we have to stop the androids.
Right,
and
right.
Vegeta's just, like them? It's a boy and a girl. Oh, you're such a baby. He's like, no, that's the androids that killed everyone in the future, including you. He's like,
Yeah.
Whatever. This dishwasher.
Yeah. You know what? I love all the quotes that you bring with a bridge.
Oh yeah, the Team 4-star. Dude, they are great.
He goes, oh, those are the androids. What is it, 2 for 2?
Yeah, because he sees 19 and 20, and they're like, are these the androids? Like, no. He's like, oh, so you mean you didn't decide to take a picture? He's like, all right. So, and then that's when they like later on they see 16. He's like, there's another android. He's like, can I hear 3?
It's so great. That is, the way they do Vegeta, it's terrific. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a fan of Vegeta, but That the way they troll Vegeta is amazing. Blah 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 blah.
Oh,
Super Saiyan, something like that.
Blah 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 pride.
Yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wish I was a carrot.
Yeah. It's so great.
You gotta watch the Cell Saga, especially with Android 18 gives it to him so bad.
Yeah.
She just does not take anything.
Yeah, that's funny. That's great. Mr. Dabir Weeks.
All right, my turn.
I mean, to me, like I said, as soon as I said this question, I already knew. I already knew the beer's answer. I already knew.
It's gonna be Piccolo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, real quick for those that don't know the beer is a very spiritual and mentally. How can I say? Like that's his aura. You know what I'm saying? The beer is he's a very spiritually aware person, you know. So I definitely get it why it's Piccolo. But go ahead, the beer.
Yeah, Piccolo. I would do anything I can to get trained about him. I mean, even seeing how he did Gohan at a young age, I would still be like, you know what? I'm ready.
Yeah, just go out there and survive.
Yeah,
for like 3 months, kid. Good luck. You know, was it 3 or 6 months?
6 months.
It was 6 months survival training.
Hey,
yeah.
If you can't survive this, you're not ready for real training.
Right.
That's
right.
it. I mean, I do feel like he was too young for that.
What are you? 4 years old, I think.
Yeah, I think he was 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like 4.5.
Like I said, we'll talk about that later. But like I said, you know, it's not just the physical; it's the like I said, the spiritual aspect with Piccolo too.
A lot of mental training.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to learn how he does his mental training, mental image training. Not too much of splitting my body into two. That was like cool and gross, but I don't think I want to do that.
That's not your thing.
Yeah, no, I won't do that. But and the way he develops his techniques and stuff, like he's very strategic. I really like that.
He has a high battle IQ.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It might be the highest.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. It sucks. You know, well, he just got his power up that I'm crazy about. I'm really happy about
the Orange Piccolo.
Yeah, it's funny. The name is funny.
I don't like the name.
Yeah, I don't like the name either. I feel like they could have had him actually, make an actual name for that.
Right.
But in the size, like him getting as big as he got, I don't know. The look, I like the look, but he get 3 times his size.
Would you want to be like that? Like would you?
Like a transformation where I get all bulky,
like Ant-Man kind of.
I mean, I do like the fact that he can change his size. I would definitely make myself a little bit smaller with that transformation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get into like people's heads and everything.
Yeah. More about the speed and then like switch it up on them and
okay.
And
like miniature or just
no, just slimmer, on a slimmer side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As far as weight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Real quick. So that Orange Piccolo, and you watch Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Superhero.
No, Dragon Ball the series.
Oh yeah, I did.
It kind of goes back to when he fought Goku in the World's Martial Arts Tournament, and he turned giant.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going back to that technique he did.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool to see.
Because he didn't really have a reason to be using it because it'd slow him down.
Right.
So yeah, they're adding it back, which I'm okay with.
No, the technique itself is cool.
Yeah.
Just like I said, the name, not so much.
Just call me Orange Piccolo.
Yeah, they could have found a better name for that. But no, like I said, I mean, as soon as I knew the question, I was like, yeah, I know what the beer's going.
Yeah, it's my boy.
Yeah, no, it's definitely your number one in Dragon Ball. But like I said, I can see it because Piccolo is more like a very spiritually and mentally aware individual.
Always cool headed. Figuring out how he could work around things. I do that every day.
I don't think I don't think I ever saw him overwhelmed or you overwhelmed.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense on why it's very relatable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that definitely makes sense. That's a good pick.
Thank you.
Is it my turn now?
You good?
Good?
It's your turn. Oh no, it's your turn. Yeah.
All right. So I kind of have two because I thought about this.
Two.
Well, because my original pick, I realized I had to travel far to get to this person. So if I'm in a time crunch and I have to learn things really fast, to get strong really fast, obviously go in the hyperbolic time chamber, and it would be with Goku.
Okay.
Yeah. If I have to speed up the process, but listen, there's a threat coming to Earth. I gotta get strong fast, and then I would train with Goku.
If I had a number 2, Goku was him.
Yeah, no, because the simple fact that he's not killing me like how Vegeta would kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you saw that with him training Gohan.
Right, right. And but he is pushing you to your limits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he knows where your limits are, and he's not gonna overextend it. You know what I'm saying? To a point where you're broken down mentally.
Not unless you act like Gohan did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
that's
them
true.
two train, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't even think about it until just now. My favorite two to see training was Goku and Gohan. I was so hyped
the
for that.
hyperbolic time chamber?
Yes,
Yeah.
I enjoyed every episode of that. Like him, snapping into seeing a little glimpse of Super Saiyan 2.
yeah.
Telling you, I was going crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good flashback they did.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Because
Love
that's when
that.
Goku saw like, oh,
Right, and then you see Goku's face.
Yeah.
Like you don't ever get to see Goku.
yeah,
Like
he was definitely taken back. He was
Oh,
definitely taken
yeah.
back. So yeah, that would be my second. Like I said, time constraints. Like there's a threat coming within like a year or so, and I have to like really train hard to get to a good power level or power up.
yeah.
It'll definitely be with Goku.
Okay, nice.
But my original pick will be King Kai.
Nice.
So I had to travel Snake Way, obviously. So that's gonna take me like 3 to 6 months just to get
Yeah.
to even-
Non-stop running,
right.
no food.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Or I'm gonna eat clouds like Goku did. You know what I'm
Munching on
saying?
Clouds, cotton candy.
But we didn't see the extent of Kaioken, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree.
that's something that I love the Kaioken ability. We talked about it in the Saiyan saga, just the red aura,
Yeah.
the heightened senses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything about Kaioken was super cool. And then to learn the Spirit Bomb would be dope too.
Oh,
That would be super
Yeah.
cool. Pure of heart, all the energy that people are letting you borrow.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Just to it's pretty cool. And it's a very OP attack. Like it's
it
super
is.
strong. You know what I'm saying?
Instant transmission would be cool too.
But King Kai
Yeah.
didn't know instant
Yeah, no, but I'm just
Oh.
saying like with you said with Goku being your
You know the
second.
Oh
like,
yeah. Going back to
The
Goku,
funny
yeah.
thing is, at some point, Goku showed King Kai, and he was like, "Oh, the Yardrat's technique. I know that." And he started jumping around him doing it. It was just a small little moment. I can't remember where it was, but I remember watching it.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
the
so
craziest
King Kai
thing.
does know that technique.
So he ended up knowing it, but it was
Yeah.
like way after Goku already knew it.
Okay.
Like, oh, I know that technique. What do you mean you knew this technique already?
You're right. I kind of forgot about that.
It was a small little moment that I remember about. It just kind of blew my mind. I'm like, what?
Okay. Well, yeah. Then I might learn.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
might learn
transmission.
it, yeah.
But I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
if
but-
you don't forget.
Whoa. But first you gotta tell him a joke.
Oh yeah.
You gotta make him
That's
laugh.
that's the thing. Like I don't know if I can tell a good joke.
Well,
I will have to.
Goku didn't either. He just said something stupid, and King Kai just started laughing.
That's why he just laughs. He
They
just
caught
won't-
him off guard. He got
That
him. He got him.
that would be hard, and then like trying to track down Bubbles in that gravity.
That
Yeah.
looked like that was
Yeah.
so difficult to
Yeah,
do.
that look. I think maybe hitting Gregory would be kind of hard too, but I mean, I think I'm a decent baseball player. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can. I'll knock that out the park. You know what I'm saying? But
Gregory!
But as far as catching, because Bubbles was fast.
Yeah,
Like,
Bubbles was moving.
That's a strong monkey.
Yeah,
Strong,
yeah.
fast monkey.
So there will definitely be some complications, but for me, I would like to see the actually training with King Kai.
Ooh, right. We
You know,
didn't get
what I'm
to
saying?
see that.
We never saw any of that. So I would be intrigued to see what King Kai knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what's his techniques, his just certain things that he does personally.
Right.
You know? But like I said, the two things that I definitely will enjoy doing, I should say, take away from King Kai will be obviously the Spirit Bomb, but mostly I think because of the Kaioken. I like Kaioken. Kaioken is, like I said, I would like to see if there's like a Kaioken Infinity. You know what I'm saying? Just like a crazy power up and like super heightened senses and super
insane.
Yeah, it would be
Looking
dope.
like Guy.
Yeah. Oh, like the 8 gates.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Ooh, yeah. And then my eyes are rolled back to my head. That would be dope.
Bending space and time.
Yeah.
I wish I could train with Broly because I feel like that would be, if he didn't murder you. In
I
the
was gonna
first,
say,
Oh,
do
when
you
he
have
has,
a
like,
do you have a
control
death
of
wish?
himself?
yeah, I was about to say if he doesn't kill you in the first 5 seconds, I feel like it'd be an interesting training.
I mean, that's your training. Survive.
yeah, Yeah,
Pretty much.
and I'm not a Saiyan, so if I get
my
beat
God.
to the brink of my, I ain't coming back stronger.
Yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. We're all like human. We're not like
Right.
Saiyans.
So
yeah.
So
So
be
you
careful.
That's that whole Broly. That's
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, you're a wild
Maybe
boy.
if he
for that.
stays in calm base form, because he looked like he's still learning, especially in
He
Super
has
movie.
it's raw. Like
Yeah.
he's a very raw. He has very raw fighting skills, and they're trying to sharpening it.
Yeah.
Like we'll talk about it later. Because there's a lot of speculation on what's going on in the manga in Dragon Ball Super. But he is very raw when it comes to fighting.
Yeah.
But his strength alone just overwhelms a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if he's fighting a real skilled warrior, he might get beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that too is like then he starts to get mad that he's losing and
Right.
he's getting hit so much. Then that rage comes out. So
That's why I say he might get beat, but then again, like he'll find that extra oomph.
Yeah.
And then, he's
Destroying everything.
Right. So, what they said too, I don't know if this is correct or not, but he might become the next god of the destroyer. Like Beerus, destroyer of worlds.
Really?
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings on that, but
That's just something that I heard on social media.
Oh.
Yeah. So they were, I think there's like a theory of, Broly becoming the next god of destruction. Yeah. So, I mean,
Interesting.
it kind of makes sense,
yeah,
but you have mixed feelings, Derek?
yeah, I'd rather see that go to Vegeta.
Yeah, because what I know about
Because-
Vegeta in the manga is what guys keep popping in my head. So.
And I still like the whole yin and yang of Vegeta's the god of destruction, and because how Beerus said too, before creation comes destruction.
Yeah.
And
Goku's the god of creation.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did create a god with Gohan.
he did.
Anyways,
Good job, Chi-Chi. Good job.
I think that's our cue to go to our lunch break topic. Let's talk about Gohan. Let's talk about how like I said, I always say this about Gohan. He's the prodigal son of Dragon Ball Z, of Dragon Ball period, of the whole series, the whole franchise. You see the potential. You see where, in rewatching the Saiyan saga, you see the build from the start.
Yeah.
From the very maybe first episode. When he
so.
Was going down the waterfall, but he jumped up. Was that the
Yeah.
first episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, first watching it, didn't even know what the heck that was. Didn't even know what was going on. And then when I watched it again and realized it's like, oh, okay. So Toriyama at that point was like, okay, Gohan's. He's watching it now. It looked like Gohan was gonna be the heir. You know what I'm saying? The next MC, the next protector of the world, and everything. But like I said, Derek, you are a huge Gohan fan.
Yes, sir.
First watching Gohan, all right. What drew you into Gohan?
So very similar to, I'm gonna relate it to DC Comics.
I was gonna say Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson. So the reason why Robin was created is because they wanted to bring in a younger audience, because they understood that kids loved Batman, but they're like, hey, I can't be Batman. And so what's the next best thing is, and like how we said it too, is like, hey, if I can't be Piccolo, if I can't be Vegeta, I'll run around with them. Because it's like, that's the thing too, is like, hey, if you could be a Saiyan and go to planets and destroy stuff with Vegeta, would you? Yeah, it's like, all right, cool. So that's why Robin was created. And I seen Gohan in Dragon, because I also watched Z before Dragon Ball.
Right. Like everybody,
Yeah. So seeing that kid there, he was like the only kid in the room full of adults. So it's like, all right, well, what's this kid doing? And then you seen like, obviously too, like, how did he get on that tree from the waterfall?
Right.
And you see like this little kid of like, oh, hey, like Mr. Butterfly. And like, he's very, and like Goku and I don't want to say Goku and Chi-Chi, but Chi-Chi, raised, and I like to see it like, oh, hey, this is the turtle. Do you know how old he is, Gohan? And he's like, oh, hello, Mr. Turtle. And he's just a very polite kid.
Right.
And I like...
Wholesome.
Yeah, he's a very wholesome kid.
Very wholesome,
and I enjoyed against Raditz when he got pissed off because his dad was getting beat up. Like, he didn't understand that. He's just like, hey, that's my dad.
Right.
And this guy's hurting him.
Right.
And like, I think that's a very relatable thing for everybody of, hey, this is someone that I care about
Right.
who's getting hurt.
Yeah.
I'm getting mad about it, and I can't do anything to stop it. But then he does.
It's like the switch is flicked. You know,
Yeah,
the switch is turned on. You know.
And I really enjoyed it to see that, you know, that when that flick, that's a good analogy too, especially for Gohan, with that switch being flicked, where it's like, oh, what did he just do?
Right. Right.
Which Team 4-Star abridged when Gohan does that. Goku's laying there. He's like, Daddy. He's like, Gohan, what was that? He's like, huh? He's like, no, literally, what was that? I've been getting killed out here, and you could have done that all this time.
But that's just like you said, you know, seeing that, and I think it's more like when kids watch Naruto, it's very similar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they see, and we had, like I said, my girlfriend's son, his very first anime was Naruto, and he saw these kids, you know, going through real life adult situations, but at the same time being kids and growing up. And I think, how old were you when you watched Dragon Ball Z, Derek?
I was 8 to 10.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you like you said, you see, you know, all these larger than life characters like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and you see this boy who's like, okay, you know, he doesn't like to do much. And then when you see that latent potential, that hidden power, you know, you just see him and you're like, wow, like I could probably you could relate somehow to it, where it's just like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to help those who's in need or who you care about.
You bond with the character that much more, you know?
Right, absolutely.
And that's another reason why I like Gohan too. Like, in a show full of fighters, he was the only one to not the only one, because obviously out of the Z fighters, I'll say, he was like the only one to like not want to fight, and that was like that being so different and like not the norm. It's like, all right, well, why? And I like how he explained it in the Cell Saga. Yeah, he's like, I hate this feeling. He's like, everyone fights. There's all this destruction. People get hurt, and I hate it. I can't stand it.
I think. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
to cut you off. I think he embraced it though.
Yeah, he definitely embraced it towards.
Yeah,
the end.
not even that. I think as he's growing, like his power is growing, and I think through the Saiyan saga, through the Namek Frieza saga, like he's embracing the fact that I am a part of an extinct race.
Yeah,
but I have strength. You know, I can hang with these monsters, with these villains who are trying to, take over the world or take over the universe and are doing bad things, per se. Yeah. And he's embracing it. And I think in the early stages, obviously when Chi-Chi was trying to protect him, he goes, no, Ma, I have to do this. Like, yeah, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? This is what people are counting me on, And as the time is going on and he gets older and older, I think what you're saying, like he's embracing his Saiyan side. Yeah. But as he gets older, he's now embracing more his human side.
And you could see that with Videl.
When he's having a family, he has a family of his own.
And I like how you said that too. Because you see it with, I think honestly in every saga of he's training with Piccolo and he runs home. And he's like, I can't. Like,
in the Saiyans, yeah. Like, I love that part.
Mr. Piccolo is counting on me. Right. And then you see it with, hey, we're going to Namek. And he's like, Mom, I have to go. Like, this could bring back that. Like, I have to go. Right. And then you see it, obviously, in the Cell Saga. And then I think it really hits home when it's the Buu Saga. And Vegeta, talks some sense to him. I'm like, dude, stop with the superhero stuff. You're not a superhero. You're Saiyan. Right. Like, and every time you go out there, you represent the Saiyan race. Right. So knock it off. Right. And I think how you said too before, but he's like, you know what? Yeah, Vegeta, you got me. Like,
right. And it's pretty cool to see how Vegeta respects Gohan's ability. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's been said before. Vegeta's the only one, Vegeta, I should say, Gohan is the only person, Gohan's the only person that Vegeta has apologized to multiple times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he sees his ability. He wants Gohan to grow. You know what I'm saying? He wants Gohan to be a part of this elite force. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows what Gohan has inside.
All that latent potential he has that he's not even trying to bring it out of him.
Yeah,
bring it out of himself. Yeah.
Right. So it's just like to see that. You know what I'm saying? For Vegeta to try to like, snap out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Wake up, open your eyes.
Yeah. You're part of something where, you know what I'm saying, we could be a dominant force. You know what I'm saying? Because me and your dad might not be here forever.
Of course,
you
you're
know
not
what I'm
thinking
saying?
about that. Yeah.
Right. So it's pretty cool to see Vegeta kind of push Gohan into it. But I think, like I said, you know what I'm saying, just seeing that, and I think Gohan, you see over time he's embracing his human side. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool when he was a kid. He was eager. You know what I'm saying? And I get what you're saying as far as like, he hates the feeling to fight. And I think like I said later on, but as a kid, he's eager. You know what I'm saying? He wants to help. He wants to be a part of that, that the Z fighters. He wants to be Earth savior. He wants to be a part of Earth savior. You know what I'm saying?
He wants to help, but at the same time, he has that self-doubt because he's like, I'm just a kid.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you've seen that too with like that tough love, how he said with the Saiyan saga, where
with Piccolo.
Where he's like, I can't do this, and Piccolo's like, dude, go home then. Yeah. I'm not dealing with this.
He finally gave up at that point.
And Gohan,
who gave up?
Piccolo. He was finally giving up. Like, this is the real fight right here, and Piccolo didn't want him to get any more hurt than he already was. So he just like,
I don't think Piccolo gave up. I think Piccolo's trying to use reverse psychology.
Well, yeah, because he had a little thought, as he was talking to himself in his head, like, come on, you can do it. I know you can do it.
Kind of like knowing, like, we all see what you got, Gohan. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You're young. That was his first fight ever.
Yeah.
It really was. So we get why he was overwhelmed. But at the same time, Piccolo was like, I taught you everything I know. You know what I'm saying? I see your ability. I see what you're made of. You can push it. You can do this, kid. You had that ability. So I don't think he gave up on him. I just think it was more like, he was just like, yo, just snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, he was young.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He was a
young.
kid.
And that's another reason why I like. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
That's another reason why I like the character of Gohan is because he displays more human emotion than really anyone in the show.
Right.
Because
because he didn't grow up as a fighter.
No, he didn't grow up as a fighter, and it's like he has that self-doubt, and it's like with Vegeta, like Goku, everyone's just, hey, we're losing, but hey, I got this real quick, like, last bit of energy, and Gohan's like, I don't know if I can beat Cell. Like, and you could see it too with like in the Cell saga of Goku's, you can go fight him. Are you insane?
Yeah.
Dad, I'm not as strong as you.
Right.
And Goku already knew that Gohan was a lot stronger.
Right.
And that's the self-doubt and the lack of confidence, which I think growing up, and because he's a teenager or preteen right there.
Right.
And I think that's something that everyone has
yes.
and could relate to at that time.
When you face yourself in a big situation.
Yeah.
As far as like maybe class projects or just anything, what I'm saying, giving speeches, you kind of doubt yourself at times. I ain't gonna lie, I doubt myself doing this podcast at times because it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you're not used to. It's like
you're getting out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Both of you, ever since I met both of you, you're both very quiet individuals.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, killing it on the podcast. So.
No, I appreciate it. But it's just like, getting Gohan, like it was getting Gohan out of his comfort zone, telling him, listen, this is your time to shine. That Cell saga was his time to shine.
When he shined.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
No, he did.
Yeah.
He did shine. He did. And it was cool to see that progression, you know what I'm saying, of, everybody telling him, everybody who saw him. I think Guru, the elder, the Namek elder, he saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously Goku, Piccolo, everybody's telling him, listen, kid, you have something there that it's big.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like it's there's something that you have that none of us have, and you could be the strongest being in this universe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think at times even Frieza saw it.
Yeah, because Frieza would just like see it of where did this power come from?
Right. And and at one point he had Frieza on the ropes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Which I don't know if it's if it's canon or not, but there's a movie. I think it's Janemba. Janemba releases all the souls from hell.
Okay.
And,
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Frieza comes back, and
Yeah, it's a good movie.
this is when Gohan is still running around as the Great Saiyaman, and I think Videl was Great Saiyan Woman,
Yeah,
which
she was
that is stupid. Okay, that is stupid. Don't take this away from Gohan. The Great Saiyaman, it's in his name. It's great. I will die on that hill. But he's standing there. And he's like, oh, he basically along the lines like, oh, hey, Frieza, it's good to see you again. And he's like, I've never met you before in my life. He's like, oh, yeah, you're right. You probably don't remember me because I was a little kid, but I fought you on Namek.
Right.
And Frieza has the, oh, okay, you're Goku's boy. I'm going to mess you up. And Gohan one-shots him.
Yeah.
One blow. That was so nice to see.
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool to see that.
Yeah.
I only saw that movie once, but I
I
remember that. I remember that part. I really do. I remember
That
part.
BoJack movie was good too.
I only seen that once too. I never seen that.
I watched that a few times. I had the DVD.
You know what though? The one thing I don't like is that he didn't turn Super Saiyan Super Saiyan 2 to the very end, and then like everybody got destroyed.
Yeah. Everybody gets one shot.
Everybody gets one shot.
But I enjoy seeing him just one shot people as Super Saiyan 2. And you've seen it with like Cell's kids, the Cell Juniors.
Just to show how much stronger that level of Super Saiyan 2 is above everything else.
At the time.
At the time.
That and like I said, that is a pretty iconic transformation.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the culmination of everybody telling them, you have this power, you have this gift, you're the next one. You're the heir to the throne. You're the prodigal son. You are the next the savior of Earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where everything was, like I said, the culmination of all that, and you see the result. And when he finally turned Super Saiyan 2, is like the narrator said, Kyle Herbert. You know what I'm saying?
He was hyped along with everyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, he wouldn't. I forgot. I'm pretty sure you know word by word, don't you?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
But that was 183 episodes of build up for that?
Yeah.
183.
That was from the start, right? From the first episode? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was 183 episodes. And I enjoyed 16's speech to him.
Yes.
And then I enjoyed the inner monologue that Gohan was having. He's like, you were just an android.
Right.
Like, you were just programmed to kill, but yet you loved life.
The fact that he had feelings.
Yeah.
That's what hit Gohan. He had no relationship with 16 whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
I think that was their first interaction.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
That was And then at his dying, as he's basically destroyed and he's a rolling head in the ground, he even sees the potential like, Gohan, you have something, you know what I'm saying? Just unleash it.
He even said it like, my scanners can tell the strength that you have.
Yeah, and he's like, it's okay to let go. Like, you love this earth as much as I do, so protect it. You have to let go. Stop holding on. And I like that too, where he's like, stop holding on. And then Cell just squishes him.
Yeah, and then like you said, that red line.
Yeah,
the iconic red line was just like it was the breaking point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True vision of snapping. Like that's him snapping.
Yeah,
right there.
It like I said, it was just the breaking point. He lost it and he finally let it all out. You know what I'm saying? That latent ability that we was talking about.
Which they did that in Superhero. Not to get too far off topic, they did that when he transforms and goes beast.
Yeah.
You hear Teen Gohan's yell.
I didn't notice it at first.
Yeah, I didn't notice it at first in the theaters, but I watched it again. I'm like, ooh, chills.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool to see that. And then like you see and we talk about the self-doubt, you know what I'm saying? But I think that was the combination of strength and confidence, because he knew at that point he's stronger than Cell. He's like, it's over, Cell. Like you, and that was Cell was like, okay, I want to see this power. I love Cell, I really do.
He's the perfect villain.
I want to see this power. I want to see what Goku's talking about. I want to see what everybody's talking about. You have the potential to be stronger than me, the strongest being. I have all the
perfect.
I have all the DNA of all the strongest warriors inside of me. Like how can you be stronger than me? And then to think about that. He defeated an enemy who had DNA of the strongest warriors.
Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta.
It was Gohan to defeat him. Now thinking about it, that's wild, bro.
Saying a lot.
That is saying a lot. Like he's grinning from ear to ear over here.
No,
that,
but Well, okay, no. So you
Let's not do this.
want to win
Hold
Gohan?
on.
Hey, remember when Cell was gonna kill Vegeta because he was down and out on the ground?
Okay, hold on, real quick. Who actually helped Gohan defeat Cell?
Vegeta.
Okay,
but
then. Okay, then.
no.
That's it. Enough
So-
said. Enough
so
said.
yeah, that's fair.
Enough said.
I'll give you
Enough
that. I'll
said.
give you that credit.
Okay.
But
That's the only
Vegeta
credit.
wouldn't have been around if Gohan didn't save him.
Well, you know what? I mean, he saw his son. His son has a hole in his chest.
Baby boy.
It's a Team Force, right? Yeah.
And that's why I was smiling because when Gohan hits him with the Kamehameha and he's up in the air and he's like all like wounded.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, Cell, we found out what Vegeta did to you. Just try, and you just hear Gohan from the ground. Done getting your stuff together up there? And he just lands. He's like, what you say to me? He's like, or no, before he comes down, he's like, I'm getting kind of bored. And he comes down. He's like, what you say to me? He's like, you're boring. I'm bored.
This is that when like Cell's like turning super like
He's
all
all
bulky
massive,
and everything.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know that oh god, you gonna say something?
No, I was go ahead because I just have something for like the Cell saga, which was also
To
good.
see him frustrate Cell was crazy.
Oh yeah, he.
You know, he had Cell to his breaking point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing all that, transforming, getting bigger. He goes, I'll destroy you, kid, and all this. And then Gohan's just like, yeah, okay.
Made
like,
him lose his cool. Yeah.
Yo, and that's why I like Cell. He's so cool. You know what I'm saying? Very strategic.
Yeah.
But Gohan, he broke him. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like he broke Cell.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that too because before the fight started, he's like, "Are you serious, Goku? You're gonna send him?
Yeah.
Like you might as just be. I don't know if this was Team 4 started, but you might as well send Yamcha out here."
It probably was because I don't think I was said in the
I
original.
think it is because he's like,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm just kind of happy to be involved.
Yeah.
But remember too, Gohan also hit Cell so hard in the stomach, he spit up 18.
Yeah.
Crazy. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
It was like I said, man. It was cool to see the strength that we talk about, the self doubt, but it was the strength combined with the confidence, and you could see Gohan was a little arrogant too. And this is something that I do want to discuss. I do want to do an episode on the Cell games because it was iconic. The Cell games was great, probably the best arc in Dragon Ball Z. But you just see the arrogance, you know what I'm saying, and how after that when he had Cell spit out 18, and Goku's telling Goku of all people, is telling Gohan, hey, finish him,
crazy.
Get done with him, and Gohan's saying, nah, I'm gonna toy with him. I'm gonna toy around with him a little more.
The saying to him finally came out.
Yes. That was he was in full Saiyan. There was no half breed there. That was full Saiyan.
Right.
So it was cool. It was cool to see. This is where, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows because it's a well known fact. After that, when Gohan defeats Cell, that's where Gohan's supposed to be the next heir, like the guy.
Yep.
Obviously, Toriyama didn't go that route because fans still love Goku, which Goku is still today a heavy favorite. Very a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves Goku.
I mean, they still. They added One Piece last year, I believe. But I mean, Goku's still afloat in
the Macy Day Parade. Yes.
Yeah,
Goku was the first character to break mainstream. It really was Goku.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But what if Toriyama went with Gohan?
I think it's a lot darker of a show.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot darker of a show, and I'm interested because I know we talked about this.
Yes.
I would be interested to see if Vegeta takes Kid Trunks and he's like, yo, we're going to get you to this level. And Gohan starts to train Goten. And now it's Goten and Trunks might butt heads because, well, hey, my dad's the Prince of all Saiyans. And he's like, well, my brother beat Cell.
Right.
And it's like, so there's that rivalry there.
Yeah.
So interested to see
kind
that.
of like I don't want to say a civil war, but like, a war amongst, Saiyans, kind of like a power struggle.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I see it like this. And I talked about earlier. Gohan's kind of, how can I say, he's the more he gets older, the more he's embracing the human side. I think he wants to live a normal life. He starts going to high school. That's where everything to me starts going downhill with Gohan when they send him off to school. And regardless of what you think, the Great Saiyan Man was trash.
It's great.
But I think they just started burying Gohan, the character. But to have that inner conflict, like kind of like Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying, where Spider-Man has to try to live a normal life, but at the same time live a life as a hero, and it kind of like conflicts. It's kind of like a inner conflict. You know what I'm saying? He has to find that happy medium because, you know, I can see Gohan like wanting to be a normal teenager, wanting to live, you know, do normal teenager things, just go to school, study. But at night, dude, you're the strongest being in this world. Yeah. And to see that inner conflict, and I think it gives a more of a dark aspect to that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're seeing a lot of emotion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of mental, you know, it's mentally and emotionally fatiguing on that character. And he's probably like a lot of inner conflict within him. You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to keep doing this? Do I really want to keep fighting? Do I really want to, you know, be the protector of Earth? Why does it have to be me, kind of thing? And you can see that, you know, going on and on. That's just how I look at it. If Gohan was the one to be the MC, you know what I'm saying, to be the protector of the Earth, you know.
And to add on what I was saying with Gohan training Goten, because then you also got to think Chi-Chi. She just lost her husband.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I don't want you doing this because that's how I lost your father. And now you're going to get your brother killed.
And that's another thing that Gohan is in his, it's in his head conflict. Mentally. You know what I'm saying?
You want to train him, but he also want to protect him too.
Well, not like, you said that about Chi-Chi. You said that for Gohan's sake too, right?
Yeah, because she's like, you know, this is what your father died doing this,
right.
And now you're going out there and doing all that. And
right.
Like, no, and you're definitely not going to take your little brother.
Right, right. And that's something, like I said, and Chi-Chi's not going to stop Gohan, you know what I'm saying? But she's going to put that in his ear, like, you know, I can't lose you too. I lost your father. I can't lose you too. And that's where the emotion, it gets emotional. You know, everything starts weighing heavy on Gohan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how I look. That's how I think it would be portrayed. And like me and Derek agreed, it would be a lot darker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what y'all saying. It definitely would be. It definitely would be. It'll take a turn from what we're used to with Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But
I'll be down to watch it though. That sounds crazy interesting.
It would give a different aspect of the series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it would definitely be like I think I would be taken back at times. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like something that would be interesting to watch. Because I give Kishimoto a lot of credit, even though Boruto didn't do well in the beginning. But at least he kind of, okay, Naruto's done. His story's finished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try this Offspring thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try Boruto. You
Which
know what I'm saying?
I like, even though I haven't watched Boruto, I like that he did it like that.
Right. Because you can only do so much with one character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And with that, it's like, you know, that's why I give him credit, because he's trying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he didn't write the first 14 volumes of it, something like that.
Okay.
You know, somebody else was writing it. I can't.
Yeah, I remember you ended up telling me that. Yeah.
But you know, then he was like, okay, he kind of scrapped. Okay, listen, I'm taking over, and I just heard nothing but good things about
and
Blue
then
Vortex.
Time skip.
Yes,
right. That's all I hear is
yes.
time skip.
Yeah.
What?
So, but I just think that, you know, I would have loved to see Toriyama take that. Would you call it a risk, Derek?
Yeah. I mean, because I would call it a risk.
Yeah, because people don't like to be out of their comfort zone. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I just think Toriyama was already, you know, the fans like Goku, and he's like, well, and I get it, because I say this with Oda too, because me and my sister kind of go back and forth about, you know, certain things with Oda, and that's like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess you can kind of say the same thing, but in that situation, you're just like, it would be interesting, because I think it was like, it was the change of the guards. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You had the change of the guards, and all of a sudden you was like, okay, no, scrap that, and then just go back to the original guard. You know what I'm saying?
That's why a lot of Gohan fans are just like, man, just so much could have been done.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, the last big thing that happened for him, other than beating Cell, was the Boo saga with Mystic and coming back to fight Boo.
That got me hyped.
Which
I was just like,
he's
back.
He had one of the coldest lines too, of when Boo was like, "Oh, you come to fight me," He's like, you come to play. He's like, no, I've come to kill you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
And I think that it would be a lot of that.
Yeah.
If Gohan was the, you know, because Goku never wanted to kill anybody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Gohan would put it like Gohan has it would be a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He just wanna make sure he protect everybody. So he gonna do what he need to do.
Right. So it's I think it would be a lot of, you know, that whole thing with how mystic Gohan was. Probably the second best. You know what? For me, probably the best transformation, Mystic Gohan.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I like it better than Super Saiyan.
I love the whole process, the build up towards Mystic. Because at first we just like we don't know what's going on. Okay, he's training, but for what? Like they're stronger. Okay, what kind of strength is he trying to get? You know?
Yeah.
Was the training just pulling out the sword out of the rock? Was that the training?
He had to like hold it too. No. It was he was with Elder Kai. Remember? He's like, oh yeah, like you have to sit here and do all this and like, okay, and do his dance. Like, he's like, and I know Goku's like, hey, can you tell me to hurry up? He's like, Dad, no, shut up.
It was definitely a different type of training.
Yeah.
Because no, he was basically like Master Roshi. He's like, you gotta find me a nice woman to kiss.
Oh, okay,
and he's like, Psst, go on. You know Fidel. He's like, I'm not having him kiss my girlfriend, Dad.
Oh, and that's where he used
like,
Bulma.
He's like, yo, get Bulma.
Yeah.
And I think Gohan too is like, I am not getting Vegeta to get Bulma here.
Yeah,
that is on you, man.
And, you know, when he and I remember there was because I saw an Instagram reel of this and it kind of took me back. But Goku's like, remember the pretty girl I told you would kiss? And Vegeta's kind of looking at him like, he's like, Kakarot. You're not talking about Bulma, are you? No, I mean, you know, you have to use somebody. She's a lot more attractive than Chi-Chi. And it's like, oh my god, why would he say that? Like, Goku's very dunce.
Oh, he's and I like how they made him dumb in Z. I don't like how they made him really dumb in Super.
Yeah, they added more than is necessary.
Too much.
Yeah.
But to go back on that Mystic Gohan, I think we could agree, and if you don't, you know, but Mystic Gohan, Mystic Saiyan wasn't as strong as Super Saiyan 2. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was as a strong transformation as Super Saiyan 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
But the overall confidence is what got me. Like the line that he said, like, I've come to kill you. You know what I'm saying?
I liked his design for it too, because it's like you just see him, it's like,
and you're so used to seeing him in the Piccolo gi.
Yeah.
And then when he tells Kibito, he goes, listen, my dad was a great warrior. I want to use his gi.
Yeah.
I think that was more like, yo, that. And you kind of go like, yo, that could be the change of the guard too. You know what I'm saying? It could have been.
It could have been, yeah.
And they could have been too, because when he showed up on Earth to fight Boo, they're like, oh, yo, Goku's here. Woo, we're saved. And then I like how it was Goten. Guys, that's my brother. That's Gohan.
I love that.
And I liked, because it was very wholesome.
Yes.
And I liked Gohan standing in front of them, and like Goten and Trunks was like, oh, I didn't know who he was so strong. He's like, yeah, dude, my brother's the strongest. And you have Piccolo like, Gohan? Like, you're so confident. What happened to that, like, what happened to that little boy in the woods?
It's different.
You know, he's like, I didn't even, like, your key, everything about you is different right now.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not the same Gohan.
No. And this goes back, and I was thinking about this today, too. I really was. Because everybody's so used to having Goku save them.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's a normal reaction for people like, oh, it's Goku. Goku's back. Yeah. But Goten never had that.
That's true. You know, so he was able to notice right away.
So he's like, yo, my brother's strong. Like, my brother's because Goku was gone when Goku was
right. So he already knows Gohan's key. You know, is so familiar with it.
And he's just the fact that he's reliant on his older brother. He goes, my older brother's here. That's awesome. Wow, you know, you're gonna see how strong he is. Like, because like I said, he never experienced when Goku had to come save the day.
Yeah. Right. And I like it flipped a little bit, and I don't want to go too far off topic. I like it flipped because remember when they were training for the World Tournament? Goten and Gohan. They were training. He's like, yeah, you're just gonna stand here and throw some rocks. He's like, well, what if you get hurt? He's like, I'm really fast, bro. And like he throws it through the mountain. He's like, oh, we're gonna back you up. He's like, okay. And he's like, wait, because I know he just starts pelting him. And he's like, man, this is stupid. He's like, Goten, what's wrong? He's like, can I be like you? He's like,
Yeah, I love that.
What?
part.
Yeah.
He's like, can I be a Super Saiyan? He's like, I don't know. I was pretty. Just does it. He's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Didn't Gohan say I was the youngest Super Saiyan to?
Yeah,
I
he's
was
like,
the
I
youngest
was
one
the
to ever turn
youngest.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
just dethroned him right
Yo,
there.
for real. Because Goten is the youngest. Because
Yeah.
Trunks is older than him.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
maybe a year.
A year.
A year,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Goten is technically the youngest to ever turn Super Saiyan.
That's true.
Yep.
But that was such a wholesome
Oh,
scene.
my
Like he
God,
goes,
loved
Can I be like you?" And then
Mom doesn't like me being a monster.
bro, that's so funny. Yo, she goes, "You're a monster." He
Like
goes,
Link
and, poor Goten crying.
Right.
You know, he's like,
Because he transformed when she was training him, and he's like, "Mom, are you okay?" She's like, "My son's a delinquent." He's like,
yeah.
Like,
He's all
he's
looking
like,
around.
what?
Oh, it's so great. It's so great.
I like how it was by accident too. Like it just flicked on.
it was like it's just genetically passed down.
Crazy,
Yeah.
right? How that
It's like
works.
she just landed a kick in his face. He's like, "Okay, rude."
Yeah. But no, I to go back to that scene with Boo and when Goten knows that, his brother came to save the day. Like I said, it was very wholesome. You know what I'm saying? I to think about that, and then I remember you talked about it too, Derek, earlier in the week, and then actually for me to think about it and be like, yo, like Goten never experienced his father. He's reliant on his big brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's all he knows.
Yeah, because
He knows his big brother, how strong his big brother is.
when he met him, it was, oh geez, it was after the Cell game sometime.
It was during the mixed martial arts.
Oh yeah, it
tournament,
was
yeah.
because he's like, "Oh, Chi-Chi,
Yeah.
you got a little me behind you."
Yeah.
And like he was scared of him. He's like, "I
Yeah.
don't know this man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't know. It is funny. He didn't know who he. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he knew who he was. He was like, "Yo, this guy looks a lot like me." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he's like,
It is-
whoa.
yeah, it's creepy. But no, to jump back on Gohan, like I said, it would have been nice to see him take over. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It would have been
Yeah.
cool to see that. But it looks like they're going back into that
Good.
concept
Which
with Beast Gohan.
which is good. But
Are you? I'm sorry. Are you current with the manga?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because of what Dabir, you were saying yesterday with Gohan and Vegeta and Goku finding out that he beat Cell Max.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually a really good chapter too.
Okay.
Oh,
But no, I was thinking about how we said it'd be a lot darker, and I think we got a small glimpse of how dark it would be in the future, like the history of Trunks with future Gohan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Gohan was very again that switch when he was with Trunks, like he's with Bulma and Trunks. He's got the rice. He's like, "Oh, super rice attack," and he starts eating the food. And Trunks sees it and he's like, "Oh, super rice attack," and like. But when he's against the androids,
He's a whole different person.
whole different person.
Yeah.
Which isn't it funny too and weird that my favorite villain in Dragon Ball Z is 18, and my favorite person is Gohan, and they're I know the androids aren't really a Gohan villain, but I mean,
no, I get
kill
what you're
him.
saying.
They
It's-
kill
yeah,
him. So.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Which I liked that too. I don't remember if I told you guys. They made a lot of references to that would have been the actual future, because remember when he's fighting Cell, how he hurts his left arm, and he does the one hand Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's another one where he gets hurt in the left arm, and he's only fighting with one hand, and that's the same arm that he would eventually lose.
That is the same.
Yeah.
Wait, what fight was that?
Remember in the future Gohan, he loses like his
Oh,
left arm?
yeah.
Against
yeah.
Cell, he
When he saved Vegeta. Yeah.
that just numbs his left arm,
Right,
so he
right.
can't. And then
Right.
there's another one, I just can't remember when.
Mm.
He gets hurt in his left arm, and he can't use it, so he's fighting one handed.
Yeah, that was a pretty unique reference. That is pretty cool. You said his left arm though, right?
Yeah.
His left arm. And he had it cut off against the androids, and then basically saved Vegeta, and he saved him with his left arm. But that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. A pretty cool reference, I should say. But like I said before, jumping back on this Beast Gohan, the rumors that we're hearing. Did you read the latest chapter, Derek? You read the latest chapter.
Yeah,
right? You're
yeah, I
current,
did.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you said that already. And again, my friend Wesley has been telling me, hey, Goku and Vegeta found out the whole about Cell Max and the whole fight and how everything went down, and now apparently Goku and Vegeta has sensed Gohan's power. This is in the manga. This is in the manga.
Ooh.
And supposedly Toriyama already said they're not animating no more super episodes anymore because they're so worried about Daima, you know, which we're all not too excited about. But we're gonna stay positive. But to go back on what the manga is going, and I gotta read it for myself. But I guess what they're going to do, because initially I guess Vegeta was going to try to train Broly to control his rage, which bad idea. I think we established that from the start. You know, terrible idea. But for Gohan to come and train Broly into how to control his rage, what do you guys think about that? I think that's pretty interesting.
That'd
honestly.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's a smart decision because Gohan's always been very level-headed.
Right.
I mean, other than
would you push him to his breaking points? Then
and I feel that with his new power, I'm interested to see him against Broly just in general, especially Beast.
Yes.
Which I don't want to say anything that'll spoil the manga.
Is that it? That's all you got to say?
No, because I'm just interested to see how he would go about training him to keep his.
Right. I think
love to see that.
But I mean, if anybody can train Broly and control his rage, which that in itself would be interesting to see. Broly be able to control his rage and actually, fight on a skill level. But if anybody can do it, it would be Gohan, because Gohan had a lot of training with controlling his emotions, and sometimes his emotion got the best of him. But if anybody can do that, it would be Gohan.
I want it to happen just for Gohan to get more page time.
You're very selfish.
I am. But at the same time, I don't want it to happen because I love the character of Broly, and him having that rage.
It's unique to him.
It's unique to him. So
unique,
I don't want him to become docile, of hey,
kind of domesticated.
Yeah, and because then I think it takes away from his character.
I mean, you can help control the rage, but soon there's gonna be times where
he hits that breaking point.
Yeah. I agree with that. I was gonna say, what if he does gets more control and it only comes out when he really needs it to, and then it's more grand because it's not, it didn't get it's overused.
It's kind of controlled rage.
Yeah. Okay. Controlled rage, which I love that controlled rage saying there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. It's an interesting fact because sooner or later you won't be able to control Broly if he keeps raging out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna destroy stuff, regardless. So why not try to control it? And the best person to do it will be the kind of the person that kind of went through that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of not in that aspect where Gohan's potentially going to destroy worlds, but in the aspect where he had to control when he saw Piccolo die, when he saw his dad save him from the exploding cell. You know what I'm saying? All of that. You know what I'm saying? He was able to control. He was able to go through those emotions and learn how to control them. You know what I'm saying? So those outbreaks won't happen from time to time. So I think if anybody can do it, it'd definitely be Gohan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, Derek, don't change the character too much, the Broly character too much, to the point where he's domesticated and docile.
Because that was enjoyable too with the Super movie, the Super Broly, where Vegeta and Goku were so screw this, and they just left to go do the fusion, and Broly, there was no hesitation of, oh, where'd they go? It was, oh, hey Frieza, hi, you're my new opponent, and it's whoa, and I enjoyed it too when they came back. He threw hands at Whis, and Whis was just that's cute, and just dodged the entire time.
Yeah. Knowing he could have one shot at him, no, this is not my fight.
But I liked that blind rage that he had of he doesn't care who the opponent is.
It's staying true to the character.
Yeah, which I would be upset if they take that away too. Now that you really mention it like that, thinking about it, because I'm a big fan of the original Broly.
Yeah.
So that whole aspect of his his mentality changing once he transforms. Like, yes, keep that.
Keep that same energy.
Yes.
Please.
Basically.
Please stop saying that name. I'll say it any way I want. Kakarot, 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 Kakarot.
Oh, Princess
Kakarot. See? He's dumb and he gets it.
Princess Trunks.
Go get me off this planet right now.
I have to watch that. I never watched it in its entirety. I watched bits and pieces of it.
I've binged it, bro.
You gotta watch
I gotta
Team Force,
watch
dude.
it.
They are so funny.
They're great.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to breathe. Get ready. Your sides are gonna be hurting.
It is so freaking funny.
Real quick, and I just kind of touched on it. I'm surprised you didn't bring it up, Derek, because you bring this up. I'm not trying to be funny, but you brought this up plenty of times
About how Gohan's better than Vegeta?
No, and honestly, real quick, Beast Gohan is cool. It's a cool transformation. The fact that I heard there's rumors about him surpassing Goku and Vegeta. At this
transformation
point,
surpasses.
Yeah, at this point, I can't see that because Gohan hasn't trained.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying.
What he needs is training.
If he trains, like if they give it to him right away, you know what I'm saying, that certification or that level of power, if they give him that right away, I would be upset because he hasn't earned it yet. There's no progression. It's just, oh, here he goes. Gohan now is the strongest being. Rather than when he turned Super Saiyan 2, you've seen the training, you've seen the process, and you've seen the build from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? I want to see progression.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Then I wouldn't be so mad about it.
Absolutely.
Would you be mad at this?
Yes.
Well, no. Okay. Because I know you said it before too, and they bring it. They did a great job in Superhero, where he's fighting fine, and Pan asks Piccolo was Papa gonna win? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He needs his instincts to come back.
Right.
Would you be if he's stronger, but he's just bad at fighting until he gets that instinct?
Yes.
And then when he has the instinct,
yes, you need battle IQ. You need instincts. You know what I'm saying? His instincts in Superhero were super dull.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool how I did that. No, but they were dull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was getting Piccolo frustrated. He goes, bro, snap out of it. You're worried about stupid ants. Okay? Stop that. You know what I'm saying?
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie, I really hate that scene.
But I wouldn't mind because I do want to see Gohan become the next one. Become the next savior Earth. The MC. But it has it would have been great if they did the changing the guards after Cell. Because you see he's the strongest being. You see the progression. If they had just anointed him right then and there after training, after him becoming Beast Gohan, I would be upset because there's no progression.
Right.
He just became Beast Gohan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does, to me, it doesn't make any sense. It's like going back to Frieza. When Frieza first turned, when he finally trained and Frieza became stronger in Golden Frieza, that's all he did. And then when he used Golden Frieza, yes, it was strong, but it was a limit because he didn't train with that transformation.
Yeah.
That's why Goku and Vegeta were able to beat him.
Right.
Because he wasn't used to that
he
transformation.
didn't have the stamina for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see. I want to see progression. I don't want to see just happily anointed. Oh, now Gohan's the man. It's not that I would be upset that he's the man. It's just I would be upset that it just happens
and
out
there's
of
no
nowhere.
training. Yeah,
There's no
I see what
training.
you're saying.
Yeah, that's my only beef. It should have been Gohan.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me.
It should have been me.
But it should have been Gohan. He should have been able to take, the torch and keep going. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have seen that, but you kind of dubbing them down for the past 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For him to all of a sudden now come back to, you know what I'm saying, to the upper echelon or to, be that guy again out of nowhere, no. I got to see the progression again. You know what I'm saying?
What if they throw in a flashback? Because like he said, he's been training in secret. What if they throw some flashbacks
Did they say that?
Yeah, because remember when he's like, and what was that? When
he did the special beam cannon?
Special beam kind of cannon?
See, but...
Which, well, and you've seen it too. I mean, also his lack of battle instincts when Piccolo went to go punch him and he blocked. He's like, see, I'm not all bad, and he just gets bodied.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, whatever training he was doing in secret ain't good enough. because he, and you know, and I get what you're saying, Dabir, because you know, okay, you know, there's, you know, he's training a little bit, you know, here and there,
yeah.
but it's not like Vegeta and Goku where it's nonstop.
It's not. You can be training, but he's not pushing himself to the limit training.
Right. It's like going to the gym and
just
you know,
doing a bare minimum.
Bare minimum. No, you got to push yourself to get results. And the same thing will go on. You got to push yourself to become the man. Like, you know what I'm saying? These, you know, and it's not Toriyama that's doing the manga. It's somebody else, and I forgot his name. You know, my apologies. But whoever's doing the manga right now, that's what I want to see. I want to see Gohan pushing himself to become the next heir, to become the next savior of the world. You know what I'm saying? And to become what he was in the Cell games, the strongest being in the universe. He was. That wasn't my point that I was trying to make. You just had to say Gohan's better than Vegeta. That wasn't my point.
Hey, you heard it. Everyone heard it. You heard it.
No, I didn't say that.
It came out of Will's mouth.
I was mocking Derek Bull. That's what I was doing. My point is, though, like I said, something that you didn't bring up that you usually do bring up, the past trauma that Gohan went through. When he was a kid.
And that's why I think the Great Saiyaman is great, because it's not. I mean, I get it
through an emotional aspect.
It's to mask trauma, because you know, like you said, he's 4.5. His first fight. He witnessed Krillin, or not Krillin. Well, yeah, he eventually witnessed Krillin get killed. He watched Yamcha get killed. He watched Tien lose an arm. He lost
killed.
Yeah, and killed. Seen Chaozu get killed. Seen Piccolo get killed. All at 4.5. And he's like, okay.
I didn't think the magnitude of battle really didn't hit him until, you know, when he saw people dying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, I mean, you go to Namek. Krillin dies.
Right.
He's basically like, okay, cool. Like, Dad, we have to leave. He's like, no. He's like, Dad, I know you're not smart. This planet is blowing up. I don't know if you know what a planet blowing up is, but it's blowing up. And he's like, go on, get out of here. He's like, all right. Well, you've never talked to me like that.
Not only Krillin dying, but he almost lost Piccolo again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He almost lost Dende, and he just met him.
Right. Yeah. And he grew very close, because they were about the same age.
Yeah, they were bonding,
Yeah. So they were about the same age.
I mean, he got his neck snapped pretty much by
Raccoon. Yeah. It's like, you know, you see that past trauma, and that definitely hinders a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you see him like trying to like, okay, I can help people. I need to get stronger, and you know that I give him credit for it. You know, and I get now why you said the Great Saiyaman in that aspect.
Which and to go to, because he wanted to live his human life. He was going to school. He can't go out and. I mean, he was getting hounded. They're like, oh, you know, the Golden Warrior, this guy. Right. And they're like, oh, you know, Mr. Satan beat Cell. Like, they're like, yeah, but who's this Golden Warrior? People would have recognized him and be like, hey, Golden Warrior.
Right, yeah.
But so he's like, all right, well, I'll just still fight crime in secret.
Right.
Like,
just like as the Great Saiyaman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Gohan is, he's a good character. You know, I know I joke around with Derek a lot, but he's a good character. He's definitely one of my favorite characters in the series. He is. Like I said, I like to see the progression. You know what I'm saying? And then as he's going through trauma, he's still progressing, because he doesn't want to continue to go through that. The what really triggered his ability, his rage was the fear of loss, or was losing somebody he cared about, and you see it over and over again. And that's why he himself, you know, when he was younger, he continued to train, because he wanted to prevent that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you saw it in the World Tournament when Vidal was just getting bodied.
Yo, what is
that was crazy.
Gawi. But he always says that that one dude, what was his name? Remember his name?
I can't remember his name, but I can see him. I just can't think of his name.
But he always says, yo, Fidel got the mean beat out of her, because she was very mean.
Yeah, she was incredibly rude.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, after that fight, she became the nicest person in the world.
She got humbled.
Yeah,
she got humbled real quick.
She got a big piece of humble pie. Like, that was crazy.
Well, yeah, because she got so upset. She's like, you're going to train your little brother over me? He's like, my little brother.
Yeah, duh.
My flesh and blood. Yeah, I'm going to train my brother over here. You've been rude to me my entire life.
Yeah. But it was like rude, like it was like some like third grade stuff where a girl's mean to you, but she actually liked you, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it was so childish, but it was funny. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, is there anything else you guys? I mean, Derek, you can keep going on and on, but
I got the list. You know, the WCW Chris Jericho,
the list of
1,000 holds.
Armbar.
No, I mean that's pretty much
Yeah.
everything for Gohan.
Yeah. Dabir, you got anything else?
No.
No. All right. So with that being said, this was fun. No, this was a good conversation.
absolutely.
You know, I enjoyed it.
A lot of good stuff to wish for. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm curious to see where they go in the manga. You know, I want to see where they go. Derek, you're gonna keep reading, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
like
try
I
to
said, I don't
catch
want
up
to spoil
myself.
stuff for you guys, so please.
No,
read it.
I mean they're not. It's not. Well, I might read it.
Well,
I think I am gonna read it. I have to read it.
Yeah. Well, it starts at the superhero starts at 91.
Okay.
And there's one.
Wait, wasn't Granola and then there's another arc before that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta read
Yeah.
those because I heard those were pretty good.
Mm.
There was like they were good, but then like you know it kind of fell off at the end. But I still want to read those. Yeah, but no, we're good. Everybody's good.
Yep.
We got everything. So with that being said, you guys can catch us always on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iTunes. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dabir. Our social media pages are.
We have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok.
So next week, we're gonna talk about our top. These are gonna be top 3 duels.
Top
Our-
three?
our favorite 3 duels in anime. You know, because it's always better with 2. I guess is that a saying? That
It
might be.
sounds like
Yeah,
it.
It sounds
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go with that. So, but that's next week. I think my sister's gonna be on. I haven't really confirmed yet, but most likely she might be on. So with that being said, Derek, you're good. It's always a pleasure. First and foremost.
Always a pleasure.
Thank
Always a
you guys
pleasure.
for having
Always
me.
a pleasure.
You know, I brought even more hype because
I know.
dude, I'm telling you, man, this
I
this
think-
episode is gonna be listened. It's gonna be broadcasted worldwide. Like you're gonna go to work on
God,
Wednesday,
Here we go.
and you're gonna hear this on the radio.
So I think Derek camped out, you know, saying in front of my house to do this episode. But no, Derek, always appreciate you be having on. You good?
Yeah, thank you again for having me on.
No problem. Always a pleasure.
Of course.
Dabir, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, folks, break time is over. Go Bills, and have a good day.